All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of Israel and that great multitude, the 1/3 that consists of men, women, and children that believe in the gospel and the doctrine of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, through our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and the brothers on down. So like in the last video, I spoke of how Babylon, Great Babylon, or what the prophet Jeremiah prophesied about, and Isaiah and other prophets too, was about how America, Babylon, they seen the destruction, and America's going to be destroyed. And I'm finna just go head on into it. And I'll probably read on down to the 6th verse, and it says, "Thus saith the Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them to raise up against me and a destroying wind." And that destroying wind is that nuclear destruction. Think about it. When a nuclear bomb goes off, or a bomb period goes off, it's a wind. You have a shock wave too. So when that nuclear destruction hit, it's gonna basically wipe the whole land, flat. That wind is gonna carry shit. And two, it says, "And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land." How would the land be empty? It would have to be empty by nuclear destruction. Can nothing else empty a land? What they gonna do? Have people come over here and rob the land? No, the land was already robbed. Esau robbed it. Esau robbed it from from the so-called Native Americans. They stole this land. They stole it from the tribe of Gad and Reuben, the Seminole Indians, so-called. All right. "For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about." Who? The Russians, the Chinese, her allies, Iran, which is Persia. Chinese are the Moabites. The Japanese are the Ammonites. The Elamites, the East Indians. The Africans are the Hamites. Against him that bended, let the archer bend his bow. All right, the bow is a nuclear missile. Back in those times when you had kingdoms in warfare, you had archers. They shot arrows, just like 300. When the Persians shot their arrows at the Spartans, and when you do a history on the Spartans were actually Israelites too. They were actually Israelites. They made them like crackers, Edomites. But that wasn't true. That's why they had the beards and shit on their face too. Because crackers, they really can't grow their beards out. But basically, when they shot the arrows, it blacked out the sky. Well, in today's terms, that arrow being shot would have to be a nuclear missile or missiles. All right, it says, "Bend it, let the archer bend his bow, and against him." Salakia. "And against him that lifted himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host." So basically in that time, these other countries not gonna spare young, old, rich, poor. They're not gonna give a damn about a woman being pregnant that's about to have a baby. They're not gonna care. The Lord's gonna put into their mind, look, we're gonna destroy America. America has done all these things to us, and so on and so forth. We're gonna shoot nuclear missiles on this motherfucker. Destroy ye utterly all her host, all her army. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. You know, and so nobody's gonna be left living. All are gonna be thrust through. You know, it says, "For Israel has not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power." Who is our power? Yahweh. Yahweh is the name of so-called God, the true Hebrew name, because all this the Bible translated to Greek, you know, and into English. Yahweh Shai is named his son, so we call upon the Most High. We include his son, so it's Yahweh Bahashem in the name of Yahweh Shai. That's how it go. All right, and that's our power. So the Lord's not going to forsake the seed of Israel, because he made Abraham a promise. You know, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, of the Lord, of the Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. So even though the land was filled with sin, the Lord still is going to have sympathy and still basically deal with Israel. He did not so with no other nation, you know. Flee, and also too, the Lord died on the cross for the nation of Israel. And I'm going to get that too in the book of Acts. And it says right here in the last verse I want to read, flee. Well, isn't that the last? Because I want to go to the 50th verse, back to the 50th verse and read verse 14. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense for our slavery, for our people being shot down on the streets as of today. You know, they're hanging our people, beating up our women, killing us in jails. They're giving us poison food, poison water, all that bullshit, you know. And they think they're gonna keep living, and they think they're not gonna be payback. Basically, that's what recompense. You know, it's gonna be a payback, and they're going into slavery, like how it says in Isaiah the 14th chapter. And it's gonna be double. It's gonna be twice as hard. You know, and right here in what was it, chapter 50 verse 14, it says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows. So how you spare no arrows? These countries gonna shoot all their missiles upon this country, for she has sinned against the Yahweh. She had drunken that cup. You know, basically, these Edomites did it to themselves. You know, the Lord put in the spirit, yeah, of course, but they did it to themselves. You know, they put us in captivity. You know, they was like, oh, in some scriptures, I can't remember, but I remember how it go. It was like, basically, oh, they sinned against the Most High. You know, what the fuck they doing? Fuck are you doing? Sorry, Salakia. It's an Edomite. I'm at the part. You know, I do sit downs at the part. You know, it's gonna throw everything off topic. But he was driving. He just stopped his car and started looking. You know, yeah, you know what time it is, bitch. You know, Israel coming back in power. You know, the true Hebrew Israelites. He see me with this Bible doing his sit down. I want him to see it. Goddamn cracker. Fucking devil. But anyway, all these countries are gonna wipe this motherfucker flat. You know, ain't nobody gonna be living here no more. You know? And for she has sinned against the Lord, you know, so I'm just close that out. You know, these crackers